We could talk about baristas. I've also been a barista, which I didn't hate. I actually learned how to make a cappuccino properly, which a lot of baristas don't know. Let's pick on baristas today. Not baristas, let's pick on the job. Let's say you're a barista, but you don't want it. I hate it. I swear to God, if I have to make one more cappuccino. The Creative Spotlight with Emily Ulibarri. Scene 10. Does monetization damage your art? Scene 1, take 1, action. So over the years that I've been in a creative industry, if you don't know, I am a theater maker, playwright, producer, actress, dancer. I've heard a lot of people talk from whatever medium of art they're into. I've heard them say things like, I don't want to monetize my creative passion because I don't want it to turn into work. And yes, it's work. It's like it's a bad thing. Or they'll say, I don't want to change what it is I'm creating to like make sure people like it. These are both valid concerns, right? If you're feeling them, then they're valid. Your feelings are valid. But let's talk about it, because maybe you are monetizing your work, like you're already doing that, it's happening, but you have some weird feels about it. Or maybe you're like, I don't want to because of these reasons, but maybe there's a deeper part in you that like, maybe you could. Now, I am biased because I have always wanted to monetize my work. I knew that I wanted to, earlier in my career, when I was primarily a dancer, I was like, how can I get paid to dance? And then I started writing more and I was like, how can we turn our dance company into a theater company? How can I sell more tickets? How can I, I've always wanted to monetize my work because I don't want to go do another job that I don't enjoy and then try to find time for my creative passion. I instead want my creative passion to be my work so that I'm getting paid to do it and getting paid to get better at it all the time. So I'm speaking from that perspective. So if you're someone who's like, I don't want to monetize my work, I'm happy with it being my creative hobby, cool. Then, I don't know, maybe you don't want to watch this video. That's fine. But if you're on the fence or somewhere in feeling weird feels about it or trying to monetize your work in a bigger way, then keep listening. So there's two things I want to talk about. One is there's a stigma around the word work. Again, I'm speaking from my own culture, my American culture, and please do comment below if you're like, we don't talk about work this way where I'm from. Let us know, because Lord knows we can learn from each other. So here in America, we tend to think of work as like a bad word. Like, we don't want to work. People live for the weekend. Most people hate their jobs. You're kind of a unicorn if you're like, I love my job. And even those of us who have creative work, there's still parts of the job that I'm like, I don't love this part as much as I love that part, right? But I think that words are extremely powerful. Of course, I do. I'm a writer. But just as a human, the words we choose have a huge impact on our experience and the things that we believe and do and create. And so if you straight out the gate have a negative association with the word work, no wonder you don't want to turn your creative passion into work. But I argue that if you change your relationship to the word work, that you might want to, and you might be happier, and you might get to grow as a creative in a lot more ways, because you'd be able to spend so much more time in your creative work to create it, to sell it, to get better at it, and to really enjoy it. So I have to disagree. If turning your creative passion into work doesn't mean that you'll suddenly start hating it because you hate work. I think the opposite. You can change a world where you used to hate work into, oh my gosh, I love my job. That's real for me. I've had plenty of jobs that I did not enjoy. I didn't want to go to work because I didn't want to clean houses or bartend or work at the Home Depot. That's just a few of them. I wanted to create. I wanted to be a creative. And so I was never really concerned that I would start disliking it, but I have heard people talk about that. So I know it's a thing. And I think that is such a simple fix. Shift the way you think about the word work. And I understand if you're like, but I do hate my job, right? Maybe you work at the Home Depot. No shade. This is the second time I've brought up the Home Depot. I did it in another video. No shade, Home Depot. It's just an example. We could talk about baristas. I've also been a barista, which I didn't hate. I actually learned how to make a cappuccino properly, which a lot of baristas don't know. Anyway, let's pick on baristas today. Not baristas. Let's pick on the job. Let's say you're a barista, but you don't want to be. I hate it. I swear to God, if I have to make one more cappuccino, right? Like, if that's how you feel. Maybe that's true, but let's shift your perspective just a little bit. Maybe being a barista gives you just enough money that you can buy your paints so that when you get off work, you can go home and paint, which you love immensely. So even a tiny shift like that, where you can start to shift and not hate work, that will do so much for you just in your life, right? If you can not hate the thing you have to do 40 or so hours per week, right? So you can start to appreciate, I don't hate this job because it affords me XYZ, okay? So starting to shift the word work and your relationship to it, and can you find some appreciation of it? That will, believe it or not, help you inch your way toward a career, toward making your creative habit a career, if that's what you want to do. And if that's not what you want to do, it'll at least help you not hate work so much. So look at the way that you experience the word work. Do you hate work? See if you can stop hating work. The second piece of this is the like, yeah, but if I start trying to sell it, then I have to worry about what other people like, and I don't really care. I'm just doing this for me. I want to create what I want to create. I feel that way mostly. Like I've always been like, I just want to create what I want to create. What I have found is that, well, yes, we are all magical, unique, individual snowflakes. There is a snowflake who looks an awful lot like you. And yes, under a microscope, there are some tiny differences. My point being, you are not so unbelievably out there that no one in the world will appreciate the work you're doing the way you're doing it. I feel like when I launch off and go to write a new script, to create a new show, that's not typically the moment that I'm concerned about what the audience will think. I let that come in later. I'll talk about that in a moment. The most recent show, one of the most recent shows we did, it's like a 1960s set in Italy, kind of a heist, film noir kind of a show on stage. And I wasn't really worried if they would like it or not. I was like, this is what I want to do. Somebody's going to like it. And so I just went with it. I went with this idea that I want to do. Later in the process, I do ask myself questions like, how will this part make the audience feel? That is a question I ask often. But it's not a question that derails my whole artwork and makes it feel inauthentic and makes me feel like, well, now I have to do something just for the masses, to please the masses. This isn't even what my heart wanted to say. Like, I'm not having that experience. I'm actually having quite the opposite. I'm saying what my heart wants to say. And because I'm a human with human emotions who appreciates art and comedy and suspense and romance, so too do a lot of other people. So as creative and unique and as amazing as you are, I guarantee you someone else out there will resonate with your vision, with your style, with your message. Someone out there will like it. You don't have to change your whole dynamic to appease someone. You just have to align with the right people who like it. Now, that said, I have a vision for a show that I would love to create, but I do know that it's a bit too dark for my audience here in Eureka Springs. I kind of know who tends to buy tickets to our shows. And I know kind of there's a quality, an emotional quality to most of the work that we create. Even though sometimes it's dark and spooky, there's like a level on it. It's like PG-13, you know? I have a vision for a show. I've actually written about half of it. It's R, like it is no doubt R. And I know for a fact that it would be offensive to some people and they wouldn't like it. And it isn't the right fit. So then I'll make a wise choice as an artist. I'm not going to produce that one for this town, for this moment in time. I think where that show would work better is as like a video series for like our YouTube channel. It would work better there. It's not any darker than any movie that's out there, you know? So sometimes, yeah, you have to align it. Like, okay, you've done a painting series on the macabre nature of death and it's gory. Should you show that at an elementary school? No, but you wouldn't do that, right? Because you're smart. It doesn't mean you can't do the macabre dark series on death. Just find the right place to show it. So if you want to monetize your work, but you're caught up in one of these two ideas, that it'll make you not like it anymore because work sucks, or you'll have to become inauthentic with your artistic vision because people won't like it, I say that you can correct both of those pretty easily with a little internal observation. Evaluate how you feel when I say the word work. Like what just happened? Did you like get like, oh God, I don't want to go? Or did you get excited? Or did you get sad because you would rather do something else? Like evaluate how you feel about that word and see what you can do to shift it, to find some appreciation, to find some joy in work. And maybe you would find a lot more joy in work if it was your creative passion. And just throw the other one out the window. You don't have to change your whole vision. You don't have to become inauthentic. You don't have to play to the masses. You can create what you want to create, and someone out there will resonate with it. And how lucky are we to have this thing called the internet? You can reach everyone virtually. The right people will find you if you start putting that work out there. So there's only one correct answer to, do you want to monetize your work? And only you can answer that. It's not good or bad either way. It's just, what do you want to do? I'm just here in this episode to help you remove some roadblocks. If you do want to monetize your work and you're feeling these blocks about it, you can remove at least those 2 blocks right away and get started to making your creative passion your career. That's a wrap, darling. Now go do your creative work.